1. Your body can grow extra bones. Most people think we are born with a fixed number of bones, and that's it. But the human body is far more chaotic than that. Some adults actually develop an extra bone in their knee. It's called the fibula, a tiny bone hidden behind the knee joint. What's interesting is that 100 years ago, it was much rarer. Today, studies show it appears far more often than in the past. Scientists believe this could be linked to diet, body weight, and changes in human biomechanics. In other words, our skeleton is still reacting to how we live. The fibula can sometimes cause pain or orthopedic issues, but many people don't even know they have it. And that reveals something fascinating. The human body is not a finished design. It's still changing, still adapting. Even today, evolution hasn't completely stopped. Theoretically, your knee might contain something that many other people simply don't have. Like your body quietly adding a bonus part. 2. This language has no words for left and right. Imagine living without the words left and right. For some people, that's reality. The Australian language Gugu Yimithir doesn't use those terms. Instead, it relies entirely on cardinal directions. People don't say, "The cup is on your left." They say, "The cup is north of you." Always. Even indoors. Even at night. Even in conversation. To function like that, you constantly need to know where north, south, east, and west are. And that's exactly why speakers of this language have an extremely strong sense of spatial orientation. Studies show they can navigate far better than the average person, even in unfamiliar environments. It's proof that language directly shapes the way we think. It's not just a communication tool. It can shape how you perceive space, time, and even reality itself. In other words, the way you speak can literally influence how your brain works. 3. The internet is under the ocean. When you think of the internet, you probably imagine satellites, data clouds, and wireless connections. But the reality is very different. Over 95% of international internet traffic travels through cables laid on the ocean floor. Thousands of kilometers of fiber optic lines connecting continents. Through these cables pass messages, videos, bank transfers, and almost all global digital trade. Without them, the internet as you know it would basically not exist. Satellites do exist, but they are slower, more expensive, and not efficient enough for massive data transfer. That's why even in the space age, the backbone of the internet is still made of cables lying in darkness, kilometers under the sea. These cables can be damaged by ship anchors, earthquakes, and sometimes even sharks. Yes, sharks have been known to bite internet infrastructure. So when you're watching a video, scrolling social media, or sending a message, there's a good chance your data is traveling through a cable at the bottom of the ocean. The internet is not a cloud. It's a massive network of underwater highways. 4. A typo that cost millions of dollars. Sometimes a single small mistake can cost an absurd amount of money. In 1962, NASA prepared the launch of the Mariner 1 spacecraft, destined for Venus. It was an important, expensive, and high-profile mission. But shortly after launch, something went very wrong. Within minutes, the rocket began veering off course. Mission Control decided it was a potential threat and ordered it to be destroyed mid-air. The entire mission ended in disaster. The cause? According to later analysis, it came down to a simple mathematical error, a missing symbol in a formula that seemed insignificant. One tiny mistake caused the guidance system to misinterpret the data. The result was spectacularly expensive. Millions of dollars lost, and a rocket reduced to a cloud of smoke. This case is often cited as a reminder of how unforgiving technology can be. In programming, math, and engineering, a tiny detail can change everything, because computers don't guess what you meant. Either the instruction is perfect, or it can end in an explosion. It's a reminder that even the most advanced systems can be defeated by an error smaller than a grain of sand. 5. Matter can freeze time. In our everyday world, time always moves forward. But in quantum physics, reality becomes much stranger. There is a phenomenon called a Bose-Einstein condensate. It forms when atoms are cooled to temperatures near absolute zero. Under these conditions, matter starts behaving in a completely unnatural way. Instead of acting independently, all atoms begin to behave as one unified wave. They lose their individual identity, and most strangely, their motion becomes so slow and synchronized that from a classical physics perspective, it's as if time almost stops for them. Not literally stopping time like in science fiction, but a state where changes happen so slowly that the system becomes practically static. That's one of the reasons scientists consider it a fifth state of matter. Not solid, liquid, gas, or plasma, but something entirely different. And although it sounds theoretical, this state has already been created multiple times in laboratories. So under controlled conditions, humans can make matter behave as if it is almost no longer experiencing time at all.